Hello, Gore. Today I want to talk about two ships that are coming up in special black market draws. It is the Dtza madr and the Agony Hecate. I'm going to talk about all the ship characteristics, the perks. We're going to go through everything, the whole thing, so you can make an informed decision of what you want to buy and where to invest your money. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty clear. So if we look at the event page, we have the Dtza madr starting today in a couple of hours. And we have the Agony Hecate after the Dtza madr. All right, so let's look at the Dtza madr first. So luckily, I have a Dtza madr ship. We can go ahead and look through that. So at first glance, what I need everyone to understand in Gore is this is a support ship. This is not a ship that's going to do great damage to your enemy fleet, but it is one of the best support ships in the game, and for that reason, it's pretty important to have a Dtza madr in your strongest fleet, especially if you are running cruisers in your fleet. So for people that have Showu, it is a cruiser dominant admiral. This is the best ship to have. For people that have Jane, this is a great ship to have in Jane fleet as well. It would do great wonders for you in Jane fleet. If you're running Mary Shelley with two Athenas, or if you're running Morpheus with two Athenas, this is a great ship to have. All right, so the Dtza madr is a ship that's versatile. It can be used in multiple fleets, but obviously the best place that you want to put the ship will be in Showu and Jane, most likely. All right. So with that being said, let's look at the perks. So the first one, increase fleet damage to enemy cruisers and battleships by 30%. Great. This is great. Increases the ship's armor by 20% and reduces damage taken by the fleet's cruiser HP by 16%, as long as this fleet has 3 cruisers left in combat. This is the main perk of the Dtza madr that people go for, because it increases cruiser HP by 16%, which is a pretty big number, and cruisers die pretty quickly, and I'll tell you why. Okay? And I need you guys to understand the last sentence as well. At least 3 cruisers. So I'm going to talk about this in more detail right now. All right? So, if we go to my fleet, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruisers, and for a reason. This perk, of which it gives you where you need to have at least 3 cruisers, it means if you only have 3 cruisers in your fleet and one of your cruisers die, for example, I have the Athena, Zeus, and Dtza madr. Let's pretend I only have the Athena, Zeus, and Dtza madr in my fleet. I don't have these two, okay? If one of my cruisers die, let's say the Athena dies, this effect is null. It doesn't have any effect anymore because I don't have 3 cruisers anymore. So when you place the ship in your fleet, make sure you have at least 4 cruisers, not 3. So if one cruiser dies, the other 3 cruisers still get this effect. Okay? You need to have at least 4 cruisers in your fleet. All right? Um, and what else was I gonna say? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, for this one. The next skill, it reduces the damage taken by the fleet by 50% during the first 12 seconds, but the ship will be under attack. So this is what I mean when I say the Dtza madr is not a ship that you should depend on for attack power. Okay? For the first 12 seconds, it doesn't shoot a single shot of battle, which is a long time. But also for the first 12 seconds, your whole entire fleet gets 50% reduced damage from whatever is attacking it. So it is a good trade-off. This is a ship that you want. And if you guys don't believe me, this is my strongest fleet. I have everything at level 30 maxed out. Okay, except for the Dtza madr weapons, which I don't give a crap about because it does no damage anyways. I didn't even bother promoting the weapons. I promoted 2 of them, but I'm pretty sure I got these to promote weapons from a different ship and I had nowhere to put it, so I just put it on here. I don't even bother updating them because it's not going to do any damage. It's a joke. I look at Ultimate Warzone, my Dtza madr does maybe about 5k to 10k damage. That's about it. It doesn't do much. Okay? But it helps my entire other fleet survive. That's the big thing. What else we need to understand about this is for these first 2 effects, directed attack and system coordination, right? The extra 30% damage to battleships. and the 16% uh, HP boost for cruisers, okay? You only get them through enhancements. All right. So if you want that 16% boost, HP boost for cruisers, you need to enhance the ship 3 times. The third enhancement will give you that. Okay. Increase the ship's armor by 20%, HP by 16%. So you need to enhance it 3 times. If you don't enhance it 3 times, that effect does not work for your fleet. Keep that in mind. Okay. And if you want the extra 30% damage boost to the entire fleet, you have to fully enhance the ship. Otherwise, it does not work. Increase the fleet's damage to enemy cruisers and battleships by 30% is the last enhancement, which means you need to have it fully upgraded. Okay, so understand that. You're not going to get those 2 effects if you just buy the hull once. My suggestion, just buy it enough where you get this at least, and then stop. Because in Goliath and in Hyperspace War and just normal black market draws, you can scrap enough cruisers and get these 3. Cruiser chips come in very easily. Okay, so you can get these 3. All right, but this is what's mainly going to help your fleet. Cruisers by 16%. Okay. Just understand that. But what you do get right off the bat, free of charge, if you get the hull once with no upgraded, is this effect. Reduces the damage taken by the fleet by 50%. So this, you do not need to enhance at all. You get this right away as soon as you get the ship. All right. Now, this is an important ship for Showu and Jane because the Athenas, they die quickly. Athenas die very quickly in the rear position. All right. In my Ultimate Warzone, these are the first ships to die. Before I had the Dtza madr, these were the first ships to die. So keep that in mind. The Zalmater is a very good ship. You can also use it in Jane. I'll show you where to put it in Jane, for example. You can put the Zalmater in place of, let's see. Well, you're gonna have to get rid of one of these ships. My suggestion is get rid of one of these ships. I would get rid of this ship, the Kita, right? Because if you put it in the place of the Apollo or whatever ship you have here, the Kita doesn't come into effect because you need to have 3 destroyers anyways, right? So put in a position of the Kita, and then that would give an armor increase for your mechanical, your undead Zeus, and your YZ cruiser, while the mechanical and the hunter give you a damage boost for your destroyers, and the Zamater gives an overall fleet damage boost by 30% to battleships. So it can be used in Jane Fleet very well as well. All right. So yes, the Zamater is a ship that is worth buying. I believe it is a ship that you need in every fleet. It is a very important ship to have. Okay. Now let's talk about the next ship. And this decision is going to be a whole lot easier for all of you right now. The next ship after Zamater is the Agony Hecate. Um, don't even think about buying the ship. Don't even look at it. Don't scar your eyes with it. This is easily known as the worst ship in the entire game. Every player agrees to it. Even the most veteran of veteran players agree that this is a ship that is just not worth the money. It's a battleship. Okay, first of all, when you buy the Dtza madr, it's going to be less expensive because cruisers are easier to get. Battleships are more expensive. All right, you're looking at about $600 if you want to fucking fully upgrade the ship. And for a ship, if you're going to spend that much money, you better do some good stuff, right? Well, let's look at what this does. 50% laser damage. Well, that's basic. Every ship does that. Even ships from Black Market that you draw normally for free of charge do 50% increased damage boost. Okay. Increase the ship's damage by 40% to enemy ships without active shields. Um, okay, so that basically means during battle that I have to take down the ship's shields first, then only does this effect actually do anything. By that time, most likely, this ship's going to be dead. It doesn't have a good survivability. Reduces damage taken by ship's shields by 60% and HP by 20%. 20% HP, that's okay. But honestly, not the greatest because if you pull the Laura Dreadnought or the Honor Dreadnought, it gives you 150 HP boost. The Battleship, the Tigris, the Sceptrum, they give you an HP boost as well. It's just the normal black market ships give you more HP boost than this. And shields by 60%, nobody cares about shields. Let's be honest. Missiles, if you're using missiles and kinetic weapons, I'm going to penetrate those shields so quick. It doesn't matter if you have 60% extra shields because those shields are not going to do anything against my weapons. A fully upgraded kinetic weapon and a missile will eat through those shields like nothing. So it's useless, pretty much. Even the flagship is useless. You're just gonna give more shields. Fleet's shield by 12%, whatever, doesn't matter. Right? So Don't waste your money on this gore. If I see anybody flying around with like three of these agony Hecates on their fleet, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna straight put it in a chat. I'm gonna call you out and be like, why would you do this to yourself? All right, don't waste a single dollar on this. If you get the ship for free by the pull by luck, okay, all well and good. But even then, you're gonna realize that okay, this is a ship that I'm gonna put in my worst fleet. So it's no, don't even look at the ship. So your choice is pretty simple. Among the two ships that are coming out, obviously it's gonna be the Dtza madr. People go for the Dtza madr. If you don't have one, get one if you can. All right, that's all for this video.